Hey folks, Bill Dragoo here with Dragoo Adventures. We are still on the Bucel Road, the BDRX, the Backcountry Discovery Route X in Northern California that takes in a portion of the Lost Coast Trail. This route was assembled largely under the direction of our good friend Jocelyn Snow. She is very well known in the adventure motorcycle riding community as a fabulous rider. She represented our country against multiple other countries in the BMW GS Trophy competition a few years back, and she continues to teach and to work extensively on the backcountry discovery routes. So we have discussed with her the possibility of bringing our old FJ40 time machine up here. Time machine because it takes us back to a time when things were simpler and people knew how to fix things more also than they do now. So we've had quite an enjoyable drive so far today. I think this is the most turns that I've ever done in a single day's time. Between all the ones coming down the mountain above Clear Lake and then on the roads that we have done, both paved and dirt, getting to this point, it's just been back and forth. We're about 20 miles into a 30-some mile drive on this dirt portion of the BDRX, and it's taking us a little longer than we thought it would. It's interesting, but 15 miles per hour feels like 50 on this road, and we're running about 15 to 20 at times, sometimes 5. A few things about the Land Cruiser that we're driving. Most notably right now is the Terrain Tamer suspension. George Esterer of Valley Cruiser Hybrids in California is the United States dealer for Terrain Tamer, and I was one of the early testers of this suspension system. It's a parabolic leaf spring, meaning it's thicker in the middle and gets thinner as you move to the outer portion of it. Now, Land Cruisers are notorious for being horrible in ride quality. And this is not a Cadillac, it's not even a modern Ford Bronco or Jeep, but it is for an aging Land Cruiser, a 1976, driving and handling incredibly well over this terrain. The terrain is rough. Some places it's extremely rough. You're going to hear bumps, you're going to hear rattles. I mean, we're going pretty quick over rough roads. But the ride quality for Susan and myself in this truck is just pretty doggone decent. It's not as harsh as we would expect, and as harsh, nowhere near as harsh as it was whenever we first got this Land Cruiser and began using it some off-road. So Terrain Tamer is a fabulous upgrade for this truck. We're on about a 2.5-inch lift, and we have 33 by 1050 by 15 BF Goodrich mud terrain tires, the KM3s, and we've been very satisfied with these, both on-road and off-road quality. So as you may recall from a previous video, we are pulling a trailer, and this is our M416 trailer, which adds about 1,200 pounds of weight with the gear that's on it, and certainly significant additional load. But it's handling this terrain just as well as the Land Cruiser. We've had no issues with it. I've got out and run a couple of inspections on things to make sure nothing's shaking loose. And as sometimes an electrician will say that their wiring is holding a house together, well, in this case, I think the trucked rack system on our M416 trailer is holding our load together. Again, I've inspected everything. I've not had to tighten a single bolt. They provide excellent quality hardware with their kits. The kit itself is stiff and stable and makes a unit once it's bolted together. that strengthens and stiffens the M416 trailer rather than forcing it to flex, crack welds, and crack sheet metal. So back to the Land Cruiser a little bit. Why is it pulling so well? I mean, every gear we can lug this thing down to very low RPMs and it picks right up again. Justin with Redline Land Cruisers recommended for us that we use the Holley Sniper EFI, and he has a tremendous system that cleans up the installation of the Holley Sniper. So it's a beautiful setup. We'll have to look at that another time because I'm busy driving right now, but it really meters fuel very well, all the way down to below idle and up to redline RPM, which I have set at about 35, maybe 3,600 RPM right now. So yeah, we had a couple of stalling issues early on in this trip that so far it seems that we might have that sorted out now. I don't think it was the Sniper after all. I was getting concerned about the system, but I found an exhaust leak at the number 6 cylinder, which I have repaired. I put a manifold gasket on it previously on this trip, but I was still having that leak at the number 6 cylinder joint, and I made a repair on that. And with that, and also I found what appeared to be a loose connection on the wire to the Sniper kit from a wiring connectors, or what would you call it, on the battery, the lug, one of the lugs on the battery, and tightened that. And this is my third day using this hard without any stalling, and still continuing to have the flawless running that we have enjoyed since installing the Sniper and the Redline kit. So that's a little bit about the truck, a little bit about the trailer. Now back to the road. This it's just a beautiful road. It's got some surprise bumps in it. You know, obviously we're going a little quicker than I would like to go, but it's getting on towards evening. We actually have been camping, but we have a place that we're planning on staying in Shelter Cove, and I'd like to get there in time to take my lovely wife to dinner. So here we are, cruising down the Lost Coast backcountry discovery route in our time machine that is taking us back to 1976 and prior, during simpler times, times where folks fix things on the trail. Hope you're enjoying our videos. Keep on watching.